Guys, welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 1 video. In this one, we'll be using Nitara, supported by Tremor, as our cameo of choice. Now, my opponent is already being extremely toxic. As you can see, the character clock down is reaching 0. This person has just been going up and down the character screen, just trying to psych me out, but I'm telling you right now, that's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. We're going to go crazy on this person just for wasting our time. Now, these are casuals. Later on in the video, I do go into rank, but I just want to work on my tools, my fundamentals with Nitara. As you can see right here, we got our first combo going. I'm just trying to use one bar. I'm not going too crazy. And already we got 400 and something damage. I chose Tremor not only for the HP boost, but there's certain setups that, as you saw previously there, that work extremely well with Nitara. Like that rolling rock. I just love using that at end of combos just to set up some pressure. And just like that, we take the first round. So guys, I chose Tremor basically because of the HP boost. Just like Quan Chi, the other character I usually main, Nitara is very anemic. Her HP is basically garbage, so we do need a little extra help. And my train of thought is basically select a cameo that will assist us in keeping us alive for a little bit longer. I mean, as you can see, the damage output is insane. Even now, I'm getting beat up, but I still am confident that I can bring this back just simply because of the explosive damage Nitara is able to produce. So check this out. I messed up there, but still, look, I just brought it back down to half health. It's insane the amount of damage she can produce. And of course, as expected, my opponent has left the building. They cannot take it. Their ego is so fragile that they cannot take a loss on the very first match. Incredible, guys. Like I've said before, I made a whole video about this. There is just a ton of cowards playing Mortal Kombat 1 at this time. This is just casual. There's no money on the line. Come on. So another thing that Tremor provides is a bit of safety. Like, I've noticed a lot of the strings for Nitara are a little bit unsafe, but she does have a lot of normals in which you can cast her into a special or a cameo. So I try to use Tremor to provide a little bit more safety when I take a extra bit of risk just to open up my opponent.
Why presume Viternus is a hellish place?
It must be to have produced you.
Damn, Kitana, you did not have to say that. That's messed up, yo. She's judging the entire race because of this one person. Man, that's why I hate Kitana, man. She sucks, just like Liu Kang. Anyway, we got another opponent. We're going to see exactly how this person plays. Again, the goal is to learn matchups and to also improve our spacing. We opened up pretty good here. We messed up in the end, but still, that's for a mess up and doing 459 damage. That's insane. I do want to take a moment to credit one of my biggest supporter, Grizz, over at the Discord. He's the reason I'm trying out Nitara. He suggested me to do so, and really, it's been such an awesome character to try. It's one that I never thought of using. I've never been a Nitara fan. But in this game, man, her damage is just so insane that I just had to try this out. It's like a guilty pleasure, and it's one that I'm enjoying profoundly. I got a question for you Nitara players. Is there a cameo that I should be focusing on? Like, is there this one cameo that'll give me the health I need and the utility I need to open up my opponents? Because that's what I feel is Nitara's biggest weakness. She has a little bit of issue opening up her opponents, so you do have to really work on your spacing game so that you can properly get the opening you need to go into this crazy damage explosion. So at this point, we have the life lead. Our opponent is trying to bring it back, but we are definitely not allowing that. We're breaking right here, and we're just gonna try and end this in style. And here we go with Tremor with the dunk, and 10 out of 10. Good job, bro. And of course, after one match, my opponent quits. That is not surprising, guys. That is the state of Mortal Kombat. That's why I think that a Discord is so great. And we have one available for you if you're looking for games and players who are not going to quit on you after the first match. And we're just trying to build a community of players willing to just grind out matches and just try to improve with each game. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, join the Heights gang. Go into the descriptions right there on the top. Hit the link and join the community, and I assure you we're gonna have a blast. So guys, this is exactly the type of opponent I was looking for. Right now, NTLMJ is a defensive wall. This is the type of person who will make you improve your gameplay. And you're about to see, this guy is like the defensive player of the century right here. It is so difficult to open him up. So it allows me to try out different things, which is, like I mentioned before, one of Nitara's problems are essentially just opening up your opponents. But once you do, you know, if you don't drop it, you'll get enough damage to just deplete that health bar extremely fast. Now here in round 2 is when we start seeing this dude just execute on defense flawlessly. I mean, just look at this guy. It becomes extremely difficult just to open him up, so I have to use a lot of movement, just moving back and forth, trying to psych him out, going up, going low. But man, he is just ready for anything. You know, Takeda's another one of these characters that just has so much damage potential that's incredible if he manages to open you up. But that's the key word right there. If he manages to open you up, he also has problems just getting a hit in. So this isn't actually an excellent matchup just to get used to a character, because you're both essentially playing for that one hit. Your armor up, trying just to take some hits and try to get him to hit a button unnecessarily so that I can actually get in there and do something. Now against an opponent like this, throws do become very important. It's the only way to open them up and start putting another thought in their heads. Here, I completely forgot that's a cancelable super, so obviously he took advantage of that and just ends the match with a simple throw. Here we get an up block, but somehow, some way I get nothing out of it. I guess my only option there was to block again. Unfortunately, I got opened up again, and as everybody knows, Takeda does hit hard, but luckily enough, he dropped that combo. So here I come with my pain. Look at this, guys. 522. What? This character is insane when it comes to damage. That was a beautiful break right there. That match would have been over if he actually was able to finish. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I'm still getting used to the whole Takeda ninja stars just being a low. And there he goes and takes the first match. So I did lose that first match, but usually I don't care. Like, the first match is something that I use to basically get to know my opponent's tendencies so that I can start just downloading their actions, their thought processes when they're playing against me. And at this point, I already realized this man is a wall, a defensive wall, and just use my movement to try and open this person up because he is tough to get through. So right there, I tried to psych him out. I thought that perhaps the tremor, he would expect something coming out of him. He would let me proceed with pressure, but obviously he challenged immediately. The guy just has great timing, like just great timing with attacks and interruptions between his blocks. I should just continue the combo here, but I thought perhaps he didn't have enough meter for the breaker, but obviously I was wrong. I actually just realized that as soon as I hit the buttons. I love this option right here, that double jump that Nitara has. That is so great in opening people up, especially just messing up with their timing. That's something I really want to work on, just using the flight too to psych out my opponents. At first, I looked at the flight as more of something to get in real quick and just go crazy with it, but I find that doesn't really work. It gets punished quite often, so I do prefer to use it as a footsie tool, just to control space, get some space when required, just like this, flying back and forth, and just using it as a mechanism to mess up my opponent's timing. So you can see we're both going down the wire with our health. I mean, our matches were typically like this. And I get opened up, unfortunately. I am essentially down, but here I got the hit. But here's the problem, I have no meter. I cannot extend it and get the typical damage to end the match. But we still got lucky. I did play like 2 more matches after this one with this player. With him using Takeda, I did win those matches, but then he switched up and went to Raiden. Now you'll see that his Raiden plays very similar to his Takeda. I mean, the defensive style is right there. It's still very difficult to open him up, but I find Raiden to be a little bit more dangerous than Takeda in the neutral. So this character suits him just fine, as you can see right here. The wonderful thing here is that as the more you play an opponent, this is why I hate people who just quit after one match. The more you play your opponent, the more you can adapt and improve, and your play style just completely modifies itself to match your opponent. So if your opponent is of a higher skill level, you will get there as well. You just got to take your beatings. And you can tell from my gameplay here that I already have a good understanding of this opponent. I know he's defensive, so I have to use my movement consistently. Now, a big con of playing defensively is that you tend not to take a lot of risk, which is also a bad thing. You really do have to try and put some fear into your opponent's head. If you play too defensive, all you're doing is waiting for things, reacting. You basically give me a free pass to just do whatever I want, and all you're gonna do is react. In my opinion, that puts me at an advantage. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Nitara is actually viable? And the reason I ask is because I rarely see her in Combat League or in casuals. She's just not present, and when I do, it's such a big surprise. Initially, anytime I face a Nitara player, I'm completely lost in the matchup, which is one of the reasons that I also wanted to pick her up and learn her playstyle, just so I can get accustomed to what exactly she can do. And in the midst of learning this character, I see a lot of potential. And especially you Nitara players, let me know, what do you feel is her biggest con? Like, what makes her not a good character, in your opinion? He played that very well. He just took his time. He was patient. He just waited for his turn. Gotta respect it. So in this round, I'm just trying to mix him up as much as I possibly can. I already see some cracks, and I just want to take full advantage of that. His chameleon cameo, he's been using it very well, especially that in Alina. But after a while, you start getting used to it. You start expecting him to use certain skills in certain situations. So at this point, we know each other's playstyle a little bit. We're making better reads, obviously, and it's just trying to get that one opening so we can finish each other off. Obviously, I have the advantage here. For me, it's all about being defensive at this point and just waiting for my opening. At this point, I just figured I'd just take it nice and slow and just basically copy his game style, play a little defensive, and just finish off with this one last string that he hasn't seen much. That's a string that catches me all the time when I'm playing against Nitara, so it was pretty good for it to actually work in my favor. Great job by this player. I really respect his playstyle. Very good games, bro. So at this point, I'm feeling comfortable with my skills. I'm jumping into rank, and look at this. Whoever wins this match goes into the demigod's rank. And as luck would have it, it's a Nitara mirror. I do have to tell you guys, I did lose the first match. This Nitara just went crazy on me. So I'm the one in silver, just in case you didn't know. And it's a very good player. This is obviously a Nitara main. It's not like me who's just trying this character out for the first time in rank. And my work is cut out for me. This is just a slugfest at this point. We're just trying to get in, open, get a hit, get our combos, and just finish each other off pretty quick here. Frustrating part about this match was there were these little lag spikes, so that was pretty inconvenient for us, but still we were doing great here. Up blocking will be one of Nitara's biggest weakness. As soon as you get that up block going, which can happen at any time, it just stops her air mobility quite a bit, especially when you decide to go in. This Kung Lao cameo is pretty interesting, just giving you an extra low and some combo extensions as well. So that might be another cameo that is very worthwhile using with Nitara here. Like I told you guys, this is just a pure slugfest. We're just going in. And I take the second match. We're even. Let's see who gets into Demigod. I love that little setup with the rolling rock. It always works out most of the time. If they block it, you get pressure. If they don't, well, you get a knockdown. You still get pressure, so it's pretty nice to have. And that was a pretty quick one. That's the thing about Nitara. I've always said this. Nitara just has this explosive damage. She can just take a round pretty quick. As a matter of fact, if you ever find yourself with less than 500 health, you're at risk of losing if she gets one touch and she has the meter for it. This being a mirror, I'm also in danger of that, as you can see right now after this crazy combo. Again, this is clearly a Nitara main, and I'm really holding my own. This is how good I think the character is. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to work on your fundamentals, and if you're able to do that, you can very easily beat anybody. That was a beautiful turnaround by my opponent. Much respect on that. So here we are, final round. Whoever wins goes up a rank. Now, I'm in half-life now. I can very easily lose this, so I have to be very careful how I approach this. Just one wrong move and that's it for either of us. But we managed to pull through and get the win. And a new demigod is born, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by giving it a like. Chaos Reigns is almost upon us, and rest assured we will be fully exploring the expansion once it drops. I'll tell you right now, the first character we'll be exploring is Cyrax, and I can't wait. I'm a big fan of the cybernetic ninjas, so we're definitely going to have a blast exploring these characters once they're available to us. If you're looking for some more Mortal Kombat 1 content, here's a playlist for your enjoyment.